Welcome to Broadcast from the Future to the people watching at home. My name is Sander and I'm here with our second guest of the day. Welcome, Daan. Daan, could you introduce yourself, please?
Thank you for having me. My name is Daan Luining. I'm the founder and CTO of Meatable. I have a background in cell molecular biology and tissue engineering, and I was part of the team that made the very first laboratory-grown hamburger in the world, which after I specialized myself in this field and later become the founder of Meatable, which now has over 80 employees for the past 3 years that we've been into existence.
Wow, that sounds absolutely amazing. First question for today, where did the idea for Meatable come from?
The idea of Meatable came from the concept of tissue engineering. And tissue engineering is a discipline in science where people are making organs. But in our case, of course, we're making muscle and fat, but then from animals. Instead of curing people, we started by thinking about feeding people. And that's really that concept and the technology and the know-how. It's so similar, but only then in a different framework of food, which is a very interesting and unique idea at the time, which now has become, of course, more mainstream, which was, of course, very exciting to see.
Yeah. Did you start with Meatable purely out of the interest in the field, or do you have another reason for starting it?
As a scientist, you're not very much exposed to starting a company. It's not in your education, you're very specialized. There's only usually a limited amount of topics in science that you're exposed to. So starting a company was a big step out of my comfort zone. So I didn't start Meatable because I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I started Meatable because I wanted to do good with what I've learned. And I saw this is an opportunity to do the most good with what I've learned so far.
All right. Now, you've had the question during your keynote already. But why is Meatable an essential innovation for the future?
So the way that we're producing meat right now is not sustainable for the demand that people have. And convincing people to stop eating meat has been very unsuccessful. And I think diversification is going to be key to make sure that in the future, everybody has access to safe, healthy, delicious food. I want everybody to be able to enjoy a burger once in a while, to enjoy a hot dog. All these things shouldn't be a guilty pleasure. It just should be pleasure. And I think that is really what we're trying to do, to have your steak and eat it too, like I said in the beginning.
Okay, so now I know a lot of people, when they think like, oh, I'm a vegetarian, I'm gonna stop eating meat completely. That's the best way to save the planet, to stop eating meat. You've taken a different approach. You're just gonna say, we're gonna produce meat another way and not just slaughter the animals. How could you convince someone by eating Meatable?
So I don't think I really have to convince anybody. It is very apparent and it's a very easy thought experiment. If I would have 2 hamburgers in my hand right now and I would tell you, well, one is created by a very clean, a very sustainable process, which is still results in the same material. And the other material we had to kill cows for, and the environmental impact is huge. Yeah. And I would put them behind my back, and I would switch them around and then present you with the 2 burgers, and you wouldn't be able to tell me which one is which. Why would you then still want an animal slaughtered for the meat that you're making?
Yeah, like, I think some people might say, like, I'm still not convinced about the way they're doing it, and I'm not sure about what I'm eating. Can you reassure those people that everything that you give them is 100% safe?
Yes, of course. So we're using actual animal cells. So what we're making is actual meat. So we're using the fundamental building blocks of life, which are cells. And we grow the cells, feeding them all the stuff that a normal animal would eat in their daily life. Sugars, amino acids, salt, anything that an animal likes to eat, but only broken down in the very basic building blocks that cells can readily absorb. And then at that point, the cells multiply, and then we turn them into delicious muscle and fat that we can turn into any product that you can desire, from sausages to steaks to burgers, from any animal that you can think of that we currently are eating. So it's not only pigs and cows, but any animal that you think is delicious.
All right. So over the past 3 years, you guys have seen an astounding growth. What do you think the future holds for Meatable?
So right now we're gearing up to launch our first product to market, which is probably 2025, taking into account regulatory strategies. But after that, we'd like to diversify the different species that we're doing, the different types of products that we're making, and eventually the sky is the limit, right? I'm even dreaming of tuna, salmon, maybe even geese liver, if people are willing to pay some money for that or looking for some different types of food in that area. But really, in this field, since it's so young, the sky is the limit, and I'm just very, very optimistic about what we can achieve in the near future.
Right. What would your ultimate dream be for people that can eat Meatable? Like, they just can buy it in the store, or do they have to like order online from you guys?
My dream would be that they can buy it anywhere. So that is really, I think, also what the mission of our company is about. It's not only to create this niche product that people have to pay an exorbitant amount to acquire, but it's really the mass scale, mass adoption of this product in the market. And that is a huge challenge, especially thinking that the amount of meat that is being eaten daily. So the first factory that we're imagining is probably going to produce about 5,000 kilograms a day. And that sounds like a lot, but it's 0.5% of the daily consumption of London. So really going to that scale to make sure that everybody can buy this product at a fair price is, I think, for me, the ultimate goal of Meatable.
All right. Daan, thank you very much for your time. I absolutely loved your keynotes, and I hope you're going to have an amazing rest of the evening here at Future Entrepreneurship.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you. Bye, guys at home.